In one night, the World Cup stopped making sense. Germany, four-time world champions, were sent home by Paraguay. The Netherlands, three-time finalists, were knocked out by Morocco, not in separate eras, not in different tournaments. In the same 24 hours, two European giants, two penalty shootouts, two underdogs refusing to follow the script, and somewhere inside FIFA that sound you hear is panic. Because this is the nightmare hidden inside the expanded World Cup. The famous teams, the commercial giants, the nation's broadcasters expect to carry the tournament deep into July, are falling early. And the teams that were supposed to be supporting characters are taking over the story. Germany are gone, the Netherlands are gone, Paraguay and Morocco are alive. And suddenly, this feels bigger than a series of upsets. It feels like the old football order is cracking. The scale of this is hard to overstate. Germany are one of the defining nations in World Cup history. 4 titles, countless deep runs, and generations of players who made the world fear them. The Netherlands may not have lifted the trophy, but they are football royalty too. 3 World Cup finals, legendary teams, legendary players, and a reputation for always being around when tournaments get serious. And both are gone, not beaten by Brazil, Argentina, France, or Spain, beaten by Paraguay and Morocco. These were supposed to be the matches where experience, pedigree, and big club talent eventually took over. Instead, the old names had the reputation, the underdogs had the nerve. Start with Germany, because their exit feels almost impossible. Germany did not just lose, Germany lost on penalties. For most of football history, that was the one place Germany were never supposed to break. Before this match, they had scored 15 straight penalties in World Cup shootouts, and had not missed one since 1982. That was not just a statistic, that was an aura. But against Paraguay, the aura shattered. Kai Havertz missed, Nick Woltemade missed, Jonathan Tah blasted his sudden death penalty over the bar, and Paraguay, a team ranked far below Germany and beaten by the United States just 2 weeks earlier, walked straight through the door. The most German thing in football used to be surviving pressure better than everyone else. Last night, pressure swallowed them whole. The match itself told a deeper story. Germany dominated possession, passed the ball around, and controlled long stretches. But control is not the same as danger. In the first half, they had around 78% of the ball and still failed to produce a single shot on target. Paraguay were compact, disciplined, and comfortable, letting Germany have sterile possession. Then, when their moment came, they punished them. Miguel Almiron found space, slipped a reverse pass into Matias Galarza, and Julio Enciso finished with a header. Germany equalized through Kai Havertz and thought Jonathan Tah had won it, only for VAR to rule it out for a soft foul on the goalkeeper. Germany will argue about that call for years, but the bigger truth is harder to avoid. They had the ball, Paraguay had the plan. In knockout football, the plan mattered more. Then came Morocco against the Netherlands, and this was not the same kind of upset. Paraguay survived Germany, Morocco challenged the Netherlands. That difference matters. This was not a team hanging on and praying. Morocco came out with belief, intensity, and ambition. They moved the ball, they created chances, they looked ready for the stage. The Netherlands took the lead through Cody Gakpo in the 72nd minute, but then made the mistake teams keep making against Morocco. They sat back, they tried to protect the lead, and in stoppage time, Morocco punished them. Issa Diop rose highest, glanced in the equalizer, and suddenly the Dutch were no longer controlling the match. They were surviving it. Extra time only strengthened the feeling that Morocco belonged. They looked fresher, braver, and more convinced. At one point, they controlled almost everything, forcing the Netherlands deeper and deeper. Then came the shootout, messy and chaotic, the kind of moment where reputations dissolve and nerve becomes everything. Even Achraf Hakimi missed, which could have broken Morocco's momentum, but this team did not collapse. Yassine Bounou made the crucial save from Somerville, then Ismail Saibari stepped up and buried the winner, shirt off, crowd roaring, Morocco into the last 16, and the most important part is this. Morocco did not celebrate like a miracle had happened. They celebrated like a team that expected to be here. That is the real shift happening at this World Cup. The so-called underdogs are not looking at European giants with fear anymore. Morocco are the clearest example. This is the nation that reached the 2022 World Cup semi-finals. The first African country ever to do it. They have already broken the mental barrier. Paraguay showed the same thing differently. They did not care about Germany's history, the shirt, the stars, or the old penalty myth. They defended, waited, and believed. Across Africa, South America, and beyond, these squads are filled with players who compete in elite environments. The old inferiority complex is disappearing, and once the fear disappears, the gap closes fast. And this is where it becomes FIFA's nightmare. The expanded 4-8-team World Cup was sold as inclusion, opportunity, and global growth, but it was also a business machine. More teams, more matches, more tickets, more broadcast windows, more money, and underneath that model was an assumption the famous teams would still go deep. Germany, the Netherlands, Uruguay, and the other giant football markets were supposed to carry the commercial weight of the knockout rounds. The underdogs were supposed to add color before clearing the stage for the stars, but that is not what is happening. The bankable giants are going home. The smaller nations are staying. From a spreadsheet perspective, that is dangerous. From a football perspective, it is beautiful. Zoom out, and the pattern is impossible to ignore. Uruguay are gone, Germany are gone, the Netherlands are gone. Teams that used to feel like permanent fixtures in the later rounds are disappearing earlier than the expected. Meanwhile, Morocco, Paraguay, Cape Verde, Congo, and other dark horses are becoming the heartbeat of the tournament. This does not mean Europe is finished. The biggest powers are still dangerous. But the guarantee is gone. The assumption that a famous shirt will eventually solve the problem is gone. The World Cup has always promised that anyone can dream. This tournament is starting to prove that the dream is no longer symbolic. It is tactical, physical, and real. So this is where the tournament stands. 2 giants fell in one night, and 2 underdogs rose, and the message is getting louder with every round. The old order is not safe anymore. Germany had the history, Paraguay had the nerve, the Netherlands had the reputation, Morocco had the belief. FIFA may have built this World Cup for the giants, but the underdogs are taking it for themselves. So what do you think? Are we watching Europe's grip slipping on world football, or will the big nations strike back before this tournament is over? Drop your take below, because if the last 24 hours proved anything, nobody at this World Cup is safe.